As I slowly opened my eyes, my head pounded with a sharp pain. I struggled to sit up, feeling weak and disoriented. The last thing I remembered was being held captive by Lex Luthor, and then everything went black. I took a deep breath and looked around, realizing I was lying in a grass field with no one in sight. I felt relieved that I was no longer under Luthor's control, but I knew I had to act fast. I stood up, feeling my body ache all over, and took a moment to collect my thoughts. I began flying toward the sun, the source of my powers. With every inch, I could feel my strength returning to me, my body tingling with renewed energy. As I reached the upper atmosphere, I closed my eyes, allowing myself to bask in the rejuvenating light of the sun. It felt as though every inch of my being was being filled with power, and I couldn't help but smile. However, my moment of peace was short-lived as I heard the Justice League's struggles below me. My heart filled with rage as I realized the gravity of the situation. The Justice League was fighting for their lives, and they needed my help. Without a moment's hesitation, I flew towards Earth with a sonic boom. As I arrived at the facility, my eyes swept over the scene before me, taking in the carnage and destruction. And then, without warning, I shot forward into the heart of the robot army. My body a blur as I flew straight through their ranks. I struck out with my fists, my blows impacting with the force of a speeding train. Their metal crumpled and shattered beneath my fists as I pushed deeper and deeper into the army. But there were still more of them. I flew up into the sky and unleashed a torrent of heat vision upon the remaining machines, their metal frames melting and twisting under the onslaught. I looked around at the aftermath of the battle. It was a sight of destruction and chaos. My heart sank at the sight of Wonder Woman lying on the ground, defeated. Without a moment's hesitation, I flew over to her, kneeling down beside her. "Diana," I said, my voice filled with concern. "You okay?" Diana stirred and looked up at me. "Yes, I'm okay," she replied with a reassuring smile. Relieved, I looked around the room, taking in the rest of the Justice League members. However, I quickly realized that one was missing. I turned to Diana and asked, "Where's Batman?" "He went to look for you while we fought the machines," she replied, her voice sounding strong despite her wounds. Suddenly, I heard a commotion. Using my super hearing, I listened closely and heard the sounds of a violent struggle. Without hesitation, I flew out of the room towards the source of the noise. As I approached, I saw Lex holding Batman over his head, ready to deliver a spine-crushing blow. I flew towards Luthor, desperate to stop him. But as fate would have it, I was a split second too late. I watched in horror as Batman's body was thrown to the ground, lifeless. Anger boiled inside me as I flew towards Lex, grabbing onto him. "What have you done?" I yelled. Lex looked at me with a smug expression.
"What I've always wanted to do. Eliminate the so-called heroes of this world."
As I locked eyes with Lex, anger boiled inside me. "Give me one good reason as to why I shouldn't kill you right now, Luthor," I demanded, my voice low and intense. Lex didn't flinch.
"Do it then. Show the world that you're just like the rest of us. My plan may have failed, but at least I got to take down one pathetic so-called superhero."
My mind raced with a million thoughts at once, grief and rage filling me to the brim. I could feel my heat vision charging up, ready to strike Lex down. But then, a faint voice reached my ears.
"Superman, don't."
I turned around to see Batman on the floor, his body battered and bruised, but alive. Relief flooded through me, and I let go of Lex, sending him flying back with a powerful blow. "Batman," I said, my voice filled with emotion. "I thought I lost you." Batman looked at me with a half-smile.
"You should know better than anyone that I am not that easy to get rid of, Clark."
I couldn't help but laugh, the relief and joy of seeing my best friend alive overwhelming me.
"How's everyone else?"
Batman asked, concern etched on his face. "They're all safe. Diana is injured, but she'll be okay. The others are all back in the warehouse." Batman nodded, his expression easing.
"Glad to hear it."
I took a deep breath and looked at Batman. "Bruce, about the Joker," I started to say, but he cut me off.
"It's okay, Clark. We don't have to talk about it right now.